We are grateful for the warm welcome that we received and are continuing to receive from our subscribers and established visitors on our return. We thank you one and all and send out our best wishes. If you are a new visitor and wish to be notified when new videos are uploaded, please click on the subscribe button. We look forward to reading all comments posted as they help to inform and broaden our horizons. Thank you. In this video, we will be continuing on the theme of how the mainstream media is so corrupt and toxic, as to make it difficult if not impossible for one to get objective news and commentary. Even though we are unashamedly Team Lewis, we nevertheless are able to recognize the talents of others like George Russell and Charles Leclerc, and wish all of them the best of luck in the coming season. The better the competition, the sweeter the victory, and may the best man win. As we reported in our last video, the corrupt media that are looking to manipulate sporting competitions for the sake of contrived television drama, have spread their tentacles far and wide, into every sphere of society with devastating consequences, including greater polarization within communities. We drew a comparison between Donald Trump and Lewis Hamilton, who are polar opposites, to show how the same media that attempted to gaslight the outrageous manipulation of the Abu Dhabi race in 2021, is the same media that is currently attempting to gaslight the false rape claim by Donald Trump accuser, E. Jean Carroll. This is the same media that set its sights on attacking Prince Harry through his wife, by promoting fake news, made up of negative and racially coded attacks to demonize the couple. In a series of videos, we will set out our case, that the unrelenting media attack on the couple is driven by a collective desire to dissuade the prince from continuing with his openly declared intention to bring the media to account for their unlawful invasion into his and his mom's privacy through the hacking of their phones. By way of a brief summary, Prince Harry had long signaled his intention to join battle with the media before Meghan came along. Her arrival invoked the ire of those racists who were apoplectic at the prospect of the pure white royal lineage being racially diluted, and deeply resentful of the warm welcome from the public at home and abroad. This warm reception, which initially provided welcome relief to a royal family that was struggling with a deteriorating public image, was soon overtaken by jealousy within the ranks. The media was also reeling from the public backlash in the wake of the phone hacking allegations and the 2011 to 2012 Leveson inquiry. However, because of their pervasive influence over the British government and politicians, the fake news media was able to stop what would have been the second part of the Leveson inquiry, which would have covered the hacking of Harry and his mom's phone. Harry, the warrior prince, is the only member of the royal family who has committed himself to seeking justice in court, in the wake of the termination of the Leveson inquiry, and this is what has put him squarely in the crosshairs of the British media. This case is likely to be heard in court this year, but you will be hard-pressed to find any reference to it in the British media. Instead, the British media disgracefully deployed their attack dogs like Piers Morgan, Jeremy Clarkson, Philip Schofield, and Camilla Tominey, to name but a few. Piers Morgan, the gargantuan edifice of ectopic turd, Geet, who was socially acquainted with Meghan before she started dating Harry, thought he could use that opportunity to inveigle himself to the prince. To this end, the Geet initially pretended to be Meghan's staunchest defender, in the face of the racially coded attacks from certain elements of the media and public. Not being a royal follower or having any interest in them, we were totally ignorant of what was going on. However, as ardent supporters of Lewis Hamilton and F1, we enjoyed reading the coded media articles pretending to be attacking him for reasons other than his color, because their bitterness and the toxic comments they induced was sweet music to us. It was these comments that brought Meghan to our attention, as they invariably included several which drew racially coded and disparaging comparisons between the two. While trying to wheedle himself back into Prince Harry's confidence, so that he could talk the warrior prince out of pursuing a lawsuit that would remind the general public of how much of a geet he is.
Have you listened to recordings of what you knew to be illegally obtained voicemail messages?
I do not believe so, no.
Well, you either did or you didn't. I don't think it's a question of belief.
No, it is.
Have you listened to recordings of what you knew to be illegally obtained voicemail messages?
I do not believe so.
You listened to a tape of a voicemail message, is that correct?
I listened to a tape of a message, yes.
But it was a voicemail message, wasn't it?
I believed it was, yes.
And then you deal in more detail here with what you heard. It was heartbreaking. The couple had clearly had a tiff. Heather had fled to India and Paul was pleading with her to come back. And then he even sang something into the answer phone, as you say. So you listened to all of that. Did you know that that was unethical?
Not unethical, no.
Why not?
It doesn't necessarily follow that listening to somebody speaking to somebody else is unethical.
But on the tape of a voicemail message, you didn't think that was unethical?
Well, it depends on the circumstances in which you're listening to it.
But can you tell us something about the circumstances which might lead us to think that it was not unethical?
I'm afraid I can't, no, because I'm not going to do anything that may identify the source.
But the source would only be someone who was participating in the same unethical activity as you were, isn't that true?
Well, you're presuming it's unethical.
Piers championed Meghan against the coded attacks, inspired and normalised by his media bosses. However, when his slithering attempts were roundly rebuffed, Piers changed tactics and became their wickedest disparager, knowing full well that Meghan was the easier target because of her colour. The other members of the royal court, who were facing their own reputational challenges because of their own conduct, were prevailed upon to dissuade Harry from his lawsuits, in return for less damaging media coverage, at a time when the institution was reeling from negative publicity. Harry's refusal to yield was therefore viewed unfavourably within the royal circles. This resentment was exacerbated by jealousy of the couple's popularity. An unholy alliance was then formed between the royal court and the media to promote negative coverage of the couple, to force the warrior prince to bend the knee. With the typical fighting spirit expected of a British prince, the warrior prince and his wife left the UK to continue their war against the fake news media, and as the court date approaches, the fake news media have stepped up their war on truth against the warrior prince. Despite the fact that his wife has remained relatively silent since returning to America, the British fake news media have been unrelenting in their efforts to falsely depict her as the motivator of Harry's actions, because they understand the sexist and racially coded truth that attacking Meghan would find a better reception than attacking Harry directly. In our upcoming videos, we will provide more detailed analysis of the various actors that have played and are playing leading roles in this war against the couple, whose only crime is to stand up against those who would seek to subjugate them, for profit or their own selfish gain. If this is not the mark of a true British warrior prince, we don't know what is. We would like to take this opportunity to wish the warrior prince and his wife success in the wars to come. Thank you for watching. Please provide your comments below and stay tuned or subscribe for further videos.